And welcome back to the Sooner Surge. It's the best week of the year, OU Texas week. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe. You see that button in the middle of the screen. Be sure to click the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to us on Spotify as well if you listen to the podcast over there. Today, OU Texas week, as I mentioned, it's Thursday, 2 days away from the game. What are some of your guys' favorite OU Texas moments?
Well, I mean, I'll start, Hunter. There's so many to choose from just in my lifetime alone, and that's what I'm going to choose from. Um, I'm going to go all the way back to 2000. Bob Stoops' second year. There's so many similarities between that year and this year. Let's hope for the same, pray for the same outcome because that would be amazing. But just in that game alone, that was before your time, Hunter. But nationally, OU was not getting the recognition, okay? Because they started, I think, ranked 19 overall, and they were moving up. They hadn't really played anybody. Nobody knew what OU was. And that game proved what OU was. And that's where I think a lot of similarities are between this year's team is OU's 5-0, but nationally, they're not getting any respect. Let's just be honest. That's what it is. They're not getting a whole lot of respect. Even defensively, people think, are they legit or not, you know? So, but in that game, there were multiple moments, but the one that just sticks out to me and kind of just, at the beginning of that game, you had the Rocky Calmus pick six, had the cast on the arm. I mean, the guy was an animal. He was a beast. And that game just, to me, epitomizes OU Texas and the routes that OU put on him in those few years. That stretch there, they just put up some dominating performances.
Yeah, it'd be nice if OU enters another stretch like that with
Oh, yeah.
a string of dominating performances over Texas, who's they might be back. I mean, I've said it before. I think they should be the number one team in the country right now. But OU's not getting that national respect that they deserve. They're 5-0, and from the looks of the national, you would think they're about 3-2, or kind of like last year, like very under the radar, maybe 4-1, something like that. Just a lot of people aren't buying in any of the defensive hype, even though they're the first team since Alabama to hold Cincinnati without a touchdown. Took care of business by 30 against Iowa State after a rocky start defensively. After allowing 20 points, only allowed like 88 yards the rest of the game. So I'm going to go with another dominating performance, one that I would hope would happen again this weekend would be great. The Trey Millard hurdle in 2012. That play's really just overshadowed because you have the Damian Williams 95-yard run in that game, and then the Trey Millard hurdle, it kind of just gets thrown away. Like, that was one of the best single plays in OU Texas history. Millard caught the pass, got to the sideline, hurdled the dude, and trucked the dude at the same time, and was finally pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. OU went on to win that game 63-21. Just a blowout performance for the Sooners.
Yeah, and as we're talking about these viewers, drop yours in the chat here in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Favorite moment in OU Texas history that you've watched. Hunter, when you're talking about specific plays, there's so many. Obviously, the Superman play is probably the most iconic, I think. You have that play. One that people don't necessarily talk about, and it's a very recent play. Caleb Kelly on the kickoff strip. I mean, that play was such a momentum changer in 21. OU was clawing back, and that was kind of like really put it over the edge right there. And that play was just, it's an iconic play. You have multiple. You can talk just back in the Roy Williams days. You had the shutout, 12-0 shutout game. There's just so many, like you said, but favorite just stand out. I'm trying to think. Favorite that just stand out as specific plays. Like I said, the Caleb Kelly. In that same game, you had the Caleb Williams 4th and 1. First play that he plays in a Sooner uniform, really in a game like that, and he goes the distance. You have same thing. You have Marvin Mims, a couple of catches in that game. What else, Hunter, that stands out to you, just specific plays throughout the years?
I'm going to have to go with the Kyler run, 2018.
Oh, that was a great comeback. Yep.
21. They ended up losing. Dicker the kicker sealed it for the Longhorns. Still think that Big 12 officiating kind of screwed over OU at the end. I would have liked to see what could have been drawn up on that kick return. You had CeeDee Lamb and Hollywood Brown back to return the kick, and I think it was Hollywood was laying in the end zone. There was a penalty thrown on it because they were confused. It was a trick play, so would have liked to see Hollywood speed on a trick play kick return, see what could happen with 7 seconds left. However, little time it was. But that Kyler Murray run, OU was down 21, and they're starting to come back. And you could I was there. You could feel that just momentum shift in the stadium. Kyler gets to the outside, and Texas was still confident. They're up. They believe they're gonna win this game. Upset win over the Sooners, and all of a sudden Kyler gets to the sidelines, and the Texas side goes silent while the OU side just erupts. I mean, you feel it in the Cotton Bowl, those metal bleachers. One side's rocking, the other side you could hear the pin drop as Kyler Murray went like 66 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, that's a great memory. There's so many of them, Hunter. I mean, you look at just in the last 3 or 4 years, there's been some great moments, right? But you can go all the way back, like we said, all the way back to 2000. You can go off defensive performances. You can go off blowouts. There's been times OU has lost, kind of like that game, Hunter. They got to revenge that game. This game wasn't in the Cotton Bowl, but that Big 12 championship had multiple big plays that stick out to me. So there's just a ton, and there's going to be a lot on Saturday. I keep saying tomorrow, Hunter. Every day I feel like it's the next day. It's here. I mean, the fandom between on Twitter or X, what you want to call right now, is kind of the back and forth with OU and Texas fans. I love it. I love the smack talk. That's what this rivalry to me. It's part of it, man. You're going to have an opportunity to win this last Big 12 Red River rivalry before maybe the Big 12 championship. Obviously, that's an opportunity. But the last time in the Cotton Bowl in the Big 12, it's here. And like I said, drop your comments. There's a ton of them we're missing. Ton of them that we're not bringing up. So this is a quick video, but I know y'all have a bunch, so please drop them in the comments. And Hunter, we're sitting here now. We are legitimately under 48 hours till kickoff. Sark just met with the media a little bit. Sounds like Sanders is going to play at tight end, right, Hunter?
Yeah, that's what's being said right now after that meeting. He had a Zoom meeting with media members. So JT Sanders is in. Would expect Peyton Bowen to get a lot of run at Cheetah to try to shut him down. I really think Peyton Bowen's going to have a big game because he's just bound for that defensive moment. He's had the special teams moments now twice with 2 blocked punts. OU Texas is the perfect place for him to make his defensive moment. He's been in the positions to make them. He's had a few pass breakups, and every time he's upset with himself that he hasn't been able to haul it in for the interception. So I think this week is going to be that week where Peyton Bowen makes that highlight reel play on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, and it's right in his backyard there. So that's another thing. And hey, this is games like this are when players like that kind of come out as like that's their coming out party. We've seen it so many times.
Yeah, that's where freshmen shine. That's where
so many times over the years
is OU Texas. That's when they established themselves as a future Sooner great is OU Texas.
That's right. So there you have it. Some Sooner memories, some Sooner moments, the best. Drop them in the comments, guys. We're getting closer and closer. I'm getting amped up. I don't know. I feel like tomorrow needs to be a day off, guys. I probably can't do that, but I know, Hunter, you're going down there tomorrow. Yep. A lot of Sooner fans are traveling down there. It's going to be great. A lot of Sooner greats are going to be down there. I know Baker's going to be there, a lot of ex-Sooners. So it's going to be a great weekend, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's real easy now. We got it there in the middle. Just click the button. And as always, guys, have a good one. Boomer.